For you, what were some of the kind of red flags in this diversity and inclusion post? Like, what were some of the things that you really were like, that doesn't have much teeth? Because I read it and I was like, okay, like the fact that having a bunch of women on set really qualifies. And I get it. Women do have a tougher time in Hollywood. White women do have a tougher time in Hollywood than white men. But still, we've seen that in affirmative action. Oftentimes, people will use white women as a loophole, and they'll fill the quota in that way. But so it's not really doing much for, ethnic diversity. So, but that's just my take on it. So I would like to know for you, what are some of the red flags in this in these requirements for you?
No, that's exactly right. And you'll notice that they've got women listed at the top of the categories, letting folks know, think here, think here. And it's the same way when we look at pay equity, right? White men are at the top. And black women are at the bottom, and white women make more than black women, and it's the same issue with respect
and
to
black men
academy.
sometimes.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, that is an issue. Waiting until 2024 is a concern for me. I absolutely understand we're in the middle of the pandemic and just about everybody but Tyler Perry is shut down. And so it's, unless the films are already in post-production, it's going to take a while for things to ramp up again. I still think that, again, because you only have to hit two of the four markers, I still think this could have happened a lot earlier. And when you look at the other side, like a movie like Green Book would still qualify here. And we know that movie did not tell the story of Dr. Shelley the way it should have been told.
Exactly.
And so when you look at what the results will be on the other side, that's when you can see where the holes are in this plan.
Yes.
I also want to be very clear that we're talking about the Oscars. The Oscars and the rest, the Golden Globes, the SAGs, all of them are at the end of the line. Where we still need to be focused is at the beginning, when we have a screenwriter sit down with a blank piece of paper who's going to write that script. Because if that person says, okay, my protagonist is going to be a 25-year-old leggy blonde from the Midwest, in this next big budget action film, well, that's great. But by the time you get to, the agent and the director and, and the studio signs off and all the rest of that stuff, the only person that they're thinking about is Scarlett Johansson as that lead, because you put the word blonde in there. And what does her hair color have to do with her being an action hero, right? And so that's where we need to talk about the real structural change, what the studios are going to be greenlighting in the next couple of years. Because the Oscars are at the end of the road, but if all we have is more of the same until we get to the point of award season, then we really haven't seen enough change.